Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Elijah, coming back with a quick update. So, yesterday I had a crazy night down in Laguna Beach where Ray Chen and the Dover Quartet performed. It was at Laguna Beach High School, and yeah, so that's my cat. Everyone say hi, Tigress. And it was an unbelievable night. I left my house around, I don't know, I want to say 2:30 maybe. And then I got there with enough time to just, chillax and, go to Starbucks if I wanted. And so I did that. And I know, hi, Tiger. And so I'm over there, uh, going to the high school district office, hoping that it'd be open so I can ask where the theater was, but there wasn't. And next thing you know, I found this man who's sitting out in front of the district office with his dog, and he's like, hello. I was like, hello. And then, conversation started going. And he was like, so are you come here to sign up your future kids? I was like, no, I'm here for, Ray Chen, and where I was gonna ask where the theater is. He was like, oh, it's right over there, right up the stairs. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. He's like, so who is Ray Chen? I was like, he's a famous violinist, very world renowned, and yeah, so we got to talking, and he asked me if I play, and I said, yeah. I started a year ago, and he was like, oh, okay, that's good. You know, are you doing good? I hope you're doing good. And I replied, yes. I am seeing improvement, but there's stuff I can work on. So yeah, and he was like, well, you're in my hometown, and that school is where I went to high school, and that theater is where I, did so many plays. And then he said that I even had, he landed roles at the Laguna Beach, I guess it's a theater or something in downtown Laguna. And so, yeah, so he was saying that he landed 12 leading roles in a row, so that was pretty cool. And I'm sorry I'm bugging out. I just bought this, vlogging kit, and it's pretty cool. Like, I like the light, and I know that's what I needed. And so, to have better lighting, I can, adjust the light, adjust the brightness, you know. That's a little too bright. So yeah. Anyway, back to the story. So he was telling me that he was a leading role. He landed 12. Then he had to go. He was going to get dressed, and then he did not feel good. And then when he was about to go on, he had to tell his director that he couldn't go on. And his director then, that was the first time he ever had to cancel his show. And so I was like, wow, I can relate. So I told him my story, and he was like, wow, who would know? Like, you have conquered so much, and it looks like you're doing well, and and you're not letting this, hindrance prevent you from playing the violin or going after your dream. So It was a cool dude. He said, I told him that I was gonna get going, and I said okay, and he said that I really, inspired him and all that. So it was a real cool dude, and uh, so I wish him the best, and I doubt I'll ever see him again, but I wish him the best in life, and it's real cool, dude. So I get there, I'm walking up the stairs, and they're preparing the piano, setting it up and everything. Then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go get something to eat, so I go down to Laguna Beach and find this place, get some food, and blah, blah, blah. And then I go back at 6 p.m. because the show starts at 7. So I'm like, well, I'll just sit out there, eating my pizza, drinking my coffee I got, and get my tickets. And then the wildest thing happened. I turn around from getting my tickets, and there he was, Ray Chen, and his pianist. I do not know how to pronounce his last name, but his name is Julio Altizalde, I think. Yeah. So, and then Ray Chen noticed me, and he's like, "Hey, I remember you. You went to the show in Los Angeles." I was like, "Yeah, I did." He was like, "How are you?" I was like, "I'm good. How are you?" He's like, "I'm good. Well, I'm gonna get going, to do rehearsal and everything before the show." I was like, "Okay, well, good luck." And so that was real cool. I had to call my mom after that experience. I was like, "Mom, you never believe this, but Ray Chen remembered me." And he was like, he acknowledged me and everything, asked me how I was doing. And so it's a real cool dude. And so it's about, showtime. The first half of the show was going to be the Dover Quartet. So you got 2 violinists, 1 cellist, and 1 violist. Honestly, I did not think that I would come to appreciate the viola as I did last night. I think I remember the violist's name. It's Milena Pajaro Vanderschmidt, I think, from the Dover Quartet. But she was amazing, and it was unbelievable. It was such a treat. And then the second half, Ray Chen and Julio and the Dover Quartet, they come back out. Ray Chen's a soloist, and oh my god, that was honestly the best concert I have ever been to. Well, classical, but keep in mind I've only been at 2, so to say that is saying something, hopefully. But yeah, so honestly, it was better than the Los Angeles one, because where I sat was front orchestra. So keep in mind, it's a high school theater, so it's more intimate, and but I chose front orchestra, not knowing which row or seat I would get. And I look at the ticket and it says row B. So I'm like, cool, I'm second from the stage. I go down there. No, I'm the first row. So I'm like, oh my god. So this is just so great. And then Ray Chen plays, and it was the best because I can see his expression and how that emulates into his playing, and it was such a treat. And let's see, I forgot the composer's first name, but the last name was Chausson. So it's a French name. So they played. Let's see if I can remember. Sorry, I'm playing with my cat right now. She's so it was it went from happy to dark to happy again, and then it ended with the vif et agité. So I don't know what that means. Even though I've taken French and I can somewhat speak, I don't know what you know all the words mean. But there's one in there, and it was a very dark, ominous song. It was grave, and oh my god, it was the best song. And it was, like I said, dark, ominous. You get this thrilling sensation while you're hearing it. And then I would look at Ray Chen as he's playing, and you could see that in his expressions and, his facial expressions. So I'm like, wow, hands down, way better than Los Angeles. And yeah, so it was a good night. And then so let's see, at the end of the show, I got the Dover Quartet CD. They were selling it, and then they were signing. The Dover Quartet were signing, and so I got you know, their signatures and everything, and yeah, and then I had a nice chat with the violist Milena. I was like, I have to say I love the viola now. I love the darker tones. And she was like, yeah, me too. That's why I fell in love with the viola. And yeah, it's great. And let's see. And then I'm searching around, just walking around. Then I see Julio out in the lobby talking to people. Then I'm like, okay, Ray Chen must be near, So I'm walking, then I turn back to the theater, and he's over there talking to a kid, and encouraging him and, thanking him. Then he sees me, and he's like, did you enjoy the show? I was like, yeah, I did. I had a non-stop smile on my face. And, he was like, that's good. Well, he asked me if I live around Laguna. I was like, no, I live, so-and-so. And he was like, wow, that, he's like, did you travel for Los Angeles too? I was like, yeah, I did. So he was like, wow, that's very cool. And so yeah. And then after that, I got a picture with him. He said, have a good night. So I said, have a good night. Then I was on my way home listening to the Dover Quartet, but not the CD. I have Amazon Music, so I was listening to it on Amazon Music. So it was a cool experience. But yeah, and that was it for last night. But then today I practiced, and keep in mind I haven't practiced since my last lesson, which was last Wednesday. And it was just a train wreck. That lesson in there I had so horrible. I was so embarrassed. My string crossings were bad, and then yeah, I thought, today I would shake it off, but same thing happened. My string crossings my finger placements and everything. But then I noticed that my elbow isn't getting lifted high enough, or down enough. And the piece I'm learning right now, Bach Minuet 2, and has a lot of string crossings in the beginning, because it starts off with on the D string, D3, then A1, A3, then E2, then A0, E1, E2, then D3, a tie. So it's up, up. But, I was like, why am I was getting so frustrated. So, yeah, so I'm gonna get back at it tomorrow, and hopefully, I just have a better day. But yeah, so that's my little update for you guys. Stay tuned. Hopefully I can, get a good handle on Bach Minuet 2, and then hopefully record for you guys. So, yeah, with that, have a good night, and yeah, peace.